Today I'm going to tell you a secret that mechanics don't want you to know, or at least many of them. The check engine light, that little light that comes on the dashboard that we don't like at all. Mechanics call it the idiot light or the money light. Why? Because when someone goes to the workshop with the check engine light on, they basically see the dollar sign because it's the light that allows them to pull out a scanner, run a diagnosis, and they're determine the information of what's wrong with your vehicle. And for that diagnosis, they charge you between 100, 200, sometimes up to 400, and I've heard of charges of $600 for that information. And until recently, thinking about the user, let's say like you or like me, we wouldn't have to go to a mechanic, but we would have that information, or we would have the possibility of getting that diagnosis without having to go pay a sum of money. Well, it really wasn't realistic, but today it is. There are devices like this one, which I'm going to tell you about, a good, nice, and cheap device. The truth is, you'll be very interested because it'll save you many trips to the mechanic who charges a lot of money. And it's one of those things that I recommend you should have. I'm going to talk to you about one in particular, which is the X-Tool Defy Vase. I'll tell you how to get it, and I'll show you the demonstration itself. Its main features make it practical and convenient. It arrives at your house nicely packaged. You can purchase it on Amazon. It includes instructions, and I'll provide more details later. Plug-and-play devices are easy to use, but if you need instructions, here they are. Here comes the device itself in the X-Tool bag. Good presentation, good screen there, good rubber coating on the sides. With good grip, it also has protection if it falls. We're going to turn it on later.
And I also think it comes with its USB-C to regular USB charger here, so you can charge it, just like you would charge a cell phone.
And this is the connection to the onboard Diagnostics 2 onboard Diagnostics 2 port. Here's an important fact for vehicles from 1995 and earlier, the older vehicles. You wouldn't use this connector or this device itself. This scanner wouldn't work for that. Would it be an onboard Diagnostics one for those older vehicles? The onboard Diagnostics 2 is for vehicles from 1996 onwards, which is an important fact to note. And this part is the one that connects to the device itself, to the scanner. To show you what the device has to do, the demonstration, I'm going to use the camera in the P or B style. We place it like this, and so it will be able to show you here what the benefits that the X-Tool gives you. The scanner, very well, once you have it turned on, that you are obviously connected to the port. OBD-II of your 2005 Chevrolet Silverado 2500 high-definition diesel. Is it connected to the Wi-Fi? That's important. This car either has a built-in internet connection or provides a way to connect to the internet.
Integrated to the internet with built-in Wi-Fi?
Very well. Software updates are important. You should do it. Once you turn it on, it will ask you to update. You go to the updates section, look for the brand or brands that interest you, and download the diagnostic software and special functions of each one. All the brands that the scanner has, the X-Tool, are there after having done the update of the diagnosis by brand. You go to what are the special functions. In the special functions, you are going to find 15 essential functions are very good. Look, well, here I have 14 more. Obviously, the auto-scan function is a completely automatic scanning function. Well, for example, bleeding brakes, this activates to remove air from the ABS brake system for optimal operation of those brakes. Do you have BMS reset? This resets the battery management system when you have changed the battery, when you have installed a new battery. Another function you have here is the electronic parking brake. Electronic parking brake is the one we look for in Chevrolet. It's the function to reset the electronic parking brake. This vehicle has an electronic parking brake. The very important person sound occurs when the system connects with the vehicle. Switch on the ignition. When you change the pads, it's important to do this, to reset the electronic brake system. There are no fault codes detected in this reading. The system is not providing any error codes. So well, if I had one, I would want to erase it. Do you want to erase all fault or failure codes? Can I tell you yes or no? Since I don't have any, I repeat, here in this truck, which is very new, I don't have any fault code. I tell you no, but well, when should you erase a fault code? This is important because these scanners allow you to do that. Erase fault codes. A lot of people ask themselves that, don't they? Does this little device help me to erase absolutely all the error alert codes? Well, the answer would be no. When should you erase the error codes? Well, when they are less severe codes. For example, if you get a loose fuel cap, for example, if it marks an error alert because the cap is loose, simply correct the error, reset, restart, and erase it. Correcting one of your errors is a step towards self-improvement. Have you made any changes? For example, a sensor, if you have the knowledge capacity to do it and you want to check that it's properly installed, that it's not going to keep failing. Well, through the device, through the scanner, that will help you to erase or restart. that error code is going to disappear, and if you did it right, well, that warning code should not reappear. In other words, that would be the other circumstance in which you could erase an error code to verify that the fault was corrected. And now, when would it not be advisable to erase those error codes then? Obviously, when you get codes that have to do with the engine, transmission, brake system, it's not advisable.
If you're unsure what it is or if you can fix it, it's best not to erase them.
Another situation would be if you have a code that appears and keeps reappearing, then don't keep erasing it. In other words, consult a mechanic to diagnose the issue. You can provide the reference for the information you have indicating that the specific error code is occurring. In this case, wouldn't it be advisable to erase the error code under those circumstances? Let's discuss some of the other features of the X tool. And here we come with the brake functions, the electronic brake. I had already told you, when you change the pads, it's important to reset the electronic brake function. And it has special functions too: brake pressure sensor calibration, handbrake calibration. Does it have diesel particulate filter? Look, this is a diesel vehicle, for example. The diesel particulate filter, what does it do? The diesel particulate filter is for those who have diesel vehicles. It activates the functions to clean that particle filter in diesel engines, which also helps to maintain the optimal operation of that engine. Over here, we also have a function called relearn the R-axis, or restart of the R-axis system, or let's say relearning. If we were to translate it literally, it has to do with the process of recalibrating the unit, more precisely recalibration of the SU engine control unit. The EQ recognizes and adapts to changes in the gas or exhaust recirculation system. Well, what else do we have here? The steering angle sensor service of the steering angle. Also the oil reset, that's the one that allows you to reset the oil service reminder after a change. For those intervals to be more accurate, you have to pair the gearbox. Injector coding. I'm quickly going through those 15 essential functions. Also the headlights, start, electric window, sensor relearning or crankshaft sensor recalibration, the intelligent tire pressure monitor, and the acceleration system. Here, auto scan, we are going to see automatic detection. It is communicating there. We give it the manual selection Chevrolet. We go to Silverado engine control model SM, and there it is. Here we select the engine, and we have a 10-speed automatic transmission. And there it should give us a reading from the auto scanner, and it should be communicating. Let's see if there is any. This is a new vehicle. It's 2025. Read diagnostic trouble code, fault code. Screen really shouldn't. Without code should, I mean, basically it has no faults. It's a brand new truck, but that's where the engine's auto scan is performed. Very well, here you have it if you want to save your data from your reports. In itself, the history, this has 32 gigabytes, which is more than enough to save the history of your scans. If you go here to diagnosis, here where it saves, let's say the marks, I have saved these marks here. Chevrolet, GMC, you have the Asian ones that I have, Honda, Hyundai, Kia, Mitsubishi, Toyota. I saved these, but there are over 90 brands. Watch out, it also has Chinese brands. There, look, I saved some. You also have European brands, so there you have it. If it's compatible with the scanner and works with Wi-Fi, it's modern and contemporary. It will help maintain the vehicle in optimal condition through the information received. As I've told you, information is key, so they don't take you for a fool. In a workshop, you simply go well-informed, and you can already go with failures. If you receive an error code indicating a serious issue requiring immediate attention from a professional mechanic, you now have that information. You won't be there blindly flailing, unaware of what it is. One of the great advantages is that you can buy it on Amazon, as mentioned in the video description. There I put the information. I make it easy for you to find the link and buy it through Amazon. If you enjoyed the video, please like it, share your thoughts on the X-Tool scanner. Do you own one? What's your experience been like? I'd like to know your criteria and opinion on this. For now, I'll see you in the next video. I send a big hug to all.